On one of those days, while waiting to get admission to a tertiary institution in 2004, I wrote down certain things that I perceived to be what God was showing me about the future. I was only 17 years old and was not yet spiritually matured. So all I could do was to write them down, not knowing when or how they would come to pass. In 2010, I made an attempt while on campus to start Precious Pairs, since I was the sisters coordinator. I tried actually, but it wasn't sustained because it wasn't yet time. So I allowed things to be and continued serving. In 2013, after our wedding, I would call our neighbors' children to preach and teach them God's word. Eventually, I led one of them to Christ. Then in 2015, we held our very first gathering under the Precious Pearls platform, themed Undo. After the maiden edition of the Ladies' Conference, which held in November 2015, a group of us met online every week for book reviews, discussions, and prayers. In 2016, we hosted the second conference, Beyond Makeup, and an outreach to secondary schools in Ibadan, tagged New Gen 1221 with Ifeoluwa. In 2012, we hosted Broken Yet Loved, right inside the University of Ibadan, where we reached out to young ladies in their undergraduate years. That same year, we also hosted The Seed, an outreach targeted at teenagers and secondary school students. In the course of these years, we had annual outreaches to orphanage homes every February, where we shared love and gift items, prayed, and played with the children. In 2018, we held the Women and Ajars, also inside the University of Ibadan. And all this while, we never stopped our weekly online meetings and yearly Bible reading, where we read the entire Bible yearly. In 2019, we hosted Beautified, again in the city of Ibadan. And in 2020, the direction to evolve from Precious Pearls to the Women on Divine Assignment came. So we hosted Divine Alignment online. The call inside the University of Ibadan, unfitly framed after COVID-19, has subsided. Fitly framed held in our living room as we couldn't gather a crowd because of the effect of COVID-19. February 13, 2020, another expression of the ministry also started online, the Marital Sense Community, where I taught hundreds of people on the subject of courtship and marriage every Thursday consistently for 2 years. And since then, I've counseled and trained several courting couples, some of whom are graciously married today. In March 2021, we had our very first public meeting under the auspices of the Women on Divine Assignment with the theme Defiance. That same year, I wrote my book and authored my bestseller yet, Kingdom Courtship. Since 2021, we have held annual intercessory prayers and givings to widows during the festive season. I cannot conclude this account of the journey so far without speaking of my husband's priceless support and covering, which have helped to keep the vision alive. Pastor Silas Omolu is indeed a firelighter. His passion is heavily contagious. Over this period of time, my husband and I have mentored both men and women. Last year, 2023, we launched a mentorship platform, The Refinement, which held for a period of 3 months, after which the participants graduated. And here you are, at WODA Conference 2024, 20 years after my heart first conceived and burned with a God-given vision. As of today, we run our mentorship platform, The Refinement Academy, Marital Sense Counseling, and Women on Divine Assignment. And by the grace of God, we remain committed to raising purposeful women, shaping lives, and growing youths into the largeness of marriage. Would you love to be a part of any of our expressions within the community? Then kindly fill out the registration form just before you leave this conference. Next year promises to be an amazing year. So, let me take this moment to invite you to WODA 2025. Watch out for further details. I look forward to all that will unfold in your life going forward. Believe me when I say that your vision is valid and to speak in the end. With all of my heart, Grace Omolui.